Hello and welcome back to Westbridge Farms, DerTebbers, and this is your Farming Simulator 2013 mod spotlight. And today we're seeking to maybe replace the Jeep and also the Lizard truck, which I'll just buy another Lizard because I don't care. All right, so let's start by buying another Lizard. Oop, that would be a misc. So we have something to compare against. All right, let's go to our mods. We've got 4 of them, and I got to find them. All right, there's one of them. 2013 Ram 3500. Daily cost, I'm assuming it's 35. Have I done this one before? God, it looks so similar. We're about to find out. I might have done this one before, but it looks so similar, but let's buy it anyway. You know, after a while, you start to mods start to run together. All right, we're trying to see. Here we go. We have the 2007 Peterbilt 379 day cab. $50 a day of maintenance. 475 horses, 13 speeds, yada yada, all this good stuff. $85,000 for that one. This one is blue and has no chrome, so it's cheaper to run and $5,000 cheaper, which is awesome. We have the Peterbilt 379 flat top American Iron Contest winner. $45,500. Doesn't actually tell us what our daily maintenance is. It also has a 475 in it, so we're going to buy that. Excellent. Now we have to go find. I think the other one is going to be in MISC. Maybe. MISC. Yes. 2010 Ford F-150 Crew Cab. $25 a day. It's got the V8 in it. $37,000. Let's buy that. And I'm actually going to grab the 350 just to do a comparison. And that is the V1 350, of course. All right, so there's a Lizard. No, maybe I haven't done this Dodge before. I don't remember. I don't remember that grill, so. All right, there is the walk-in here, but you know what? I know why that's there. All right. Things looking good on the walk around there. I also need to buy. Thinking about it. I don't have a PJ trailer. Of course I don't have a PJ trailer. Let's buy that. And for the semis, I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Well, let's go buy another. Let's buy the in-game tipper because it has 61,000 liter capacity, so it's a little bit more capacity-wise. All right. So we got our Dodge. Dodge looks good. It's a little bit black on black for me in some areas. It's like the shadow's a little bit dark. But, all right, we start way, way back. Interior is also dark. Let's start her up. Wow, that's a beefy engine right there. So, let's go for it. Oh, I get out on the roof. All right, can we drive forward? Apparently I had to get out to get it to drive forward. I don't know. All right. Should hook up to this without a problem, I would hope. Yes. All right, good. All right, that's about as much as I'm doing there. I'm going to just take a shot and see if it will. Back here. No. It was worth a shot, right? I'm stuck on a Lizard. Okay, it seems a little bit floppy here, but we're going to take it out and do a high-speed run. It's bigger than the 350 there, so it is at least scaled a little bit bigger. All right, floor it. Oh, it's like the turbo kicked in right there. So it made 62, and then we started going up a hill, and we lost speed, which actually, that's not a bad thing that we lose speed going up a hill. It's at least responding sort of appropriately. All right, so, whoa. Whoa. It's like it doesn't know what to do. Like, I have it floored, but it accelerates up, and then it slows down. And then it accelerates up, and then it slows down. It's almost like it doesn't know what gear to be in. It is kind of floppy. That was me driving it into the tree. That was not it doing that on its own accord. It just kind of flops a little bit, and I don't know if I really like that. Also, the windows are sort of missing, and that could just be texturing. Interesting sound. I do like I get out on the roof. That's always kind of fun. All right, so let's go over here and check out the 150 as compared to the 350. Now, the 350, of course, should be much bigger. This is V1. I don't have V2 loaded because I don't like V2, and that's just my problem. So let's check out the 150. Okay, we can clip in there a little bit, but that's not a big deal. What kind of plates do we have? We got John Deere front plates. I saw we had some sort of Florida agricultural plates. Okay. All right, let's get inside. Very similar interior to the 350. Kind of low res, but again, how many of us really drive in there? Not many. That's interesting. We do have a hitch. So let's go get the cane trailer. All right, we have a rear bed light, which is numpad 5. You press it, and then it activates like a second later. Numpad 4 is the front lights. Whoa, those are some serious... Oh, those are my fogs. Oh, okay. And then F would be... Okay. All right. I can go with that. Those still some serious fogs. All right. Good. We can hook up to our cane trailer without a problem. And I do like that the hydraulic doesn't hook in, because really you wouldn't have the hydraulic hooked in. All right. So take our 150 out on the road here. Give it the beans. See what we got. 41, 42, 43, 41, 42, 43. Yeah, somewhere in the 40-ish range. Take a turn here. That was me driving into a tree, because why not? But it doesn't have that floppy attitude of the Dodge, and I like that. Downhill, about the same speed. And you know what? This speed, yeah, it's not like super fast, but it's more than adequate, I think. There's no fifth wheel, so you don't have to worry about, does the fifth wheel work? Okay, that was me driving poorly again. Has a weird twitch when you're turning at top speed, but it also accelerates rather slowly, and some people might not like that. I, however, oh, good grief, do like that, because when they rabbit away, it sometimes makes it really hard to steer them. So now, park next to the... let's get this guy as well. This is sort of, this has sort of become my benchmark, because while it's missing a lot of things, I still think it's a really nicely done truck. Stop when I tell you to stop, truck. All right. Yeah. Okay, so the three of these guys next to each other. Yeah, now that the 350 just looks so terribly undersized. Probably should have loaded the V2 350s, but the V2 350s are just massive. So I think that one just needs a little bump up. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. If you need a 3500, that one at least works. All right, so let's leave those for a minute. Now, we've got our Lizard truck here, and there's several problems with the Lizard truck. I mean, it's kind of dull textured, and it's also not an American truck. I've talked to people who model trucks, and they're like, it's sort of like a mutt truck, because there is no American truck that runs that kind of cab, at least out of the factory floor. You probably could get it customized to that if you really felt like it. So it's sort of a mutt truck. It's got the super singles on the back. Now here's our Peterbilt day cabs, with and without chrome. Very nice looking. And okay, we can clip through the rear chassis. And we can kind of walk over. We can clip through there too. Okay, well, all right. Let's get inside. Oh, that's actually some really nice look to it. Let's start it up. Okay. Nothing really moving around in here, so you can get out. Now, got some good smoke coming off of there. Numpad 9. Oh, look at that rear view camera. Rear view. Walleye view. Numpad enter. Is the engine brake on? Presumably I will see a difference here in a little bit. Okay. Nice and slow backup speed right now. I'm just going to leave. I know I can up the backup speed, but... okay, this lizard truck is in my way now. Alright, let's get him out of the way. There's definitely a tone difference between the engines. That's why I went quiet for a minute. I was listening to the startup sounds. Alright, we'll leave him running right there. Whoops. Alright, so, I mean, a day cab like this, I do see these running around, and it kind of makes sense if you're just running to and from the farm. There we go. To just run the day cab because, well, you don't really need to do any overnight hauling. Alright, truck is... The camera seems to wobble about a bit. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's get on the road there. Alright, 43. Looks like we're looking at another 40-ish mile an hour truck. As with trailer. I wouldn't expect a heck of a lot more off trailer. A little bit of jumpy on the turn, but again, I'm turning at 40 miles an hour, so whatever. You guys have pointed that out many a times where I'm turning at the high speeds, but I do turn at high speeds because in this game, especially if you're playing with keyboard, you're going to be turning at high speed because you have limited actions available to you. All right, let's just grab something. Canola's fine. All right, and I'm going to turn the engine brake. Oop, get to the truck. Engine brake on. Come on, fill on up. Now again, remember, Chrome can be a serious FPS hit. I am not experiencing FPS hits. I'm still running at 60 frames a second, which is beautiful and perfect. But if you notice serious lag, you need to choose the blue truck without any chrome, because that will ameliorate that problem. That should remove some of the lag. What kind of plates do we have on this truck anyway? Are those Texas tags? They are Texas tags. That guy could see that from far. All right. Yeah, that looks really good, especially the white with the white trailer. Looks nice. Okay, we can still make our full speed on this. Now I've got the engine brake on. Ooh. Nice extra effect right there. I like that. That is a nice effect. You hear me and Euro Trucker using that all the time. So, yes, I like that. All right, so we're going to drop this trailer right there. Turn off our engine brake because we don't need it right now. All right, so we're going to get this guy. Just kind of pull him out of the way here. The camera does kind of wobble a little bit on the turns. Like the truck is trying to do a little bit of wobble, sort of like the Dodge was doing. And the camera is acting on it. But it's not bad. Not bad. All right, so that's that. That one will be the same. All right, here is the award winner, the American Iron Award winner. This is done by, it's done by Looney. Looney is part of the Duke Farming Group, so I'm actually expecting some pretty high quality. I am walking through here. I think that's actually, I'll have to ask them about that, but I think it's because of the way the hitch has to be modeled. All right. Yeah, other than that, I'm going to walk through the cab, but hey, whatever. Quite the paint job on the side, though. I mean, if you're looking for a highly modeled truck, yeah, that's a paint job. And then some. Nice chrome. I'd expect to pay more for this truck, honestly, but let's get inside. Look at all these gauges. Very nice little place back there. That is very blue. I'm thinking Looney's favorite color is blue. Just... Okay, that sounded very real right there. Alright, so let's take this guy out. Both of these trucks sounded much more real than the Lizard. It's having the same camera waggle, and that could just be an artifact of the way the trucks have to be modeled. It does make me a little bit... It could make you feel a little bit seasick. I don't usually get seasick, but something to be aware of. All right, we got about a... That was... For a brief second, it was 60. I'm not really sure what the deal is on this upward piece of real estate here. There we go, about 60 going down. Turn! Okay, yeah, I did turn at 60 miles an hour. It didn't flip, though. It didn't do a barrel roll or anything. So I'm not really going to be too terribly... it acted the same as the other Peterbilt, honestly. Whoa, 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 whoa. A little bit light on its loafers there coming over the hill at 60 miles an hour. So basically, the moral of the story is don't drive your truck like a crazy lunatic. All right. Let's pull this in here. It is, I don't know. The bounce is driving me crazy, but that could just be me, honestly. All right, let's back in here. Look at the lights, all the extra lights on the top there. Looks nice. Did I do that on the Peterbilt? I don't think I did. Let's go do that. Oh yeah, Peterbilt's got it too. Peterbilt's got double lights there, so that's... You can definitely tell the difference between the idling Lizard and the idling Peterbilt. I mean, it just sounds more real. Alright. Let me make this turn here before I floor it. Floor it! Yeah, pretty much same speed. It acts with a plum. It moves really nice. I mean, yeah, don't turn at 60 miles an hour, but really, I mean, honestly, we know I'm turning at 60 miles an hour merely as an attempt to upset the vehicles. That was the same hop I got out of the other Peterbilt, so whatever. And in fact, I will even take the Lizard up on this road as well, because I don't know how many of you guys have played with the Lizard. Now, I do like that the Peterbilt day cab, I don't think it had a tractor as its icon down in the bottom right there. Let's stop, detach. I also noticed that the sound for my detach is not there, which is sort of sad. I kind of like to hear that clunk sound of the unit engaging. All right, let's get this guy sort of lined up. I'm gonna put the Lizard between these two, I think. All right, so when I get into the Peterbilt, see how I have a little Peterbilt in the bottom right? I like that touch. I do. It's sort of like when you get in, the Ford 350 has nothing. The 150 has a little Ford, and I think this had a tractor. Yeah. It's a little touch, but it's something that I notice, and I'm just sort of like, that's really neat. All right, let's get the Lizard. And see what we can do about putting the Lizard through its paces. Lizard lights. Yeah, it's got a few extras. Alright, let's get this guy turned. And I mean, the prices are... Well, I would say that the blue Looney truck probably should be priced a little bit higher because it is so custom. The prices are at least at a level that feel more realistic than, say, that Kenworth that we had last season. Where the prices were not, in any way, shape, or form, what I would expect to truly pay for the truck. All right, we got 43 miles an hour on this climb. And going up. So 47-ish, give or take. Okay, and then we're going to give ourselves a hard left. Same behavior pretty much across the board. So there we go. There's that. Now, one last thing. I'm stuck. Stop that in the middle of everything. All right, let's reset. That's the 350, the 150, the 379, one of those guys. And where's that Dodge? There's the Dodge. Okay, that's close enough. Yeah, I'm stuck in stuff again. Okay, so we're gonna make use of our scale here. So we're gonna start with this lizard. Conveniently, I have a second lizard. So that little click, I love that sound. To me, it's such a helpful sound to make sure that things are engaged properly. All right, let's get over here. 8.8 tons for our lizard. We'll just leave the lizard there and running for right now. I weigh 0. I don't weigh anything. I am a ghost, a figment of the imagination. All right, let's take the 350 here. I would not expect the 350 to weigh a heck of a lot, but they might have overloaded the weight on the 350 to prevent space trucks. Yeah, 9.46 tons. Good night. That's a heavy 350. Again, a lot of mod authors overweight their mods to prevent space truck behavior. It's not the best, but it's better than the alternative, honestly. Okay, that sound is probably a little bit loud for me, honestly. Now, I wish I could put the rear tailgate down. That would make it awesome. All right, how much? What do we want to guess? Too late. Whoa, 11.9. It's just a little bit of a heavy truck. All right, so it's a good bit heavier. Well, oh well. Oh, I need to move the lizard again. We're going to put the lizard somewhere so we can match it up against these other two trucks. And that's a good spot. All right. Now we're going to take the Dodge. We'll see what the Dodge comes out to be. Can we go now? Ugh. Oh, it's got a long starter sequence. That's what the problem is. There we go. Ugh. Long starter sequences kind of annoy me. All right. Now notice how this truck sort of tips into the turns. Kind of weird. Just saying. That's a really heavy truck. Just saying. Okay, now I know where this truck came from. I have not done that truck before. That's a Duke farming truck right there. I happen to know Duke farming trucks are... He told me himself that I will break the scale with his trucks. So, you know... there you go. I broke the scale. All right, let's take this Peterbilt. And again, it all goes back to that same thing. It goes back to weight added to help behavior of the truck. All right, so this is a 63.5 ton truck. Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to bother to weigh Looney's truck. It's going to be a heavyweight truck. I'm almost positive of that. Oh, I'll do it anyway. Why not? I probably could use just a little bit more go juice on the low gear for this day cab. That would be a little bit nice because going into the corners, it can be a little bit, you know, you slow down heavy for the corners and then you got to start it back up. Look at that. You can even see the engine in there. Look at that. Wow. But it is very blue. I do like the blue, though, instead of, you know, everything being chrome. Not a truck, again, not a truck to get if you're having FPS problems already. It might be okay. I'm not seeing anything, but what do we bet? 99? Yep. Pretty much. All right. Turn. This is where I want a handbrake to turn. Look at the reflection. That's actually a really nice reflection. I don't think it's actually a reflection of what's behind me, but it's still a nice reflection. Okay, and stop. Oop, back up. Stop. Stop. There. All right, so the Lizard here. That's not the right truck. This truck. Turn off. Thank you. All right, so the Lizard. Yeah, it's sort of a mutt truck. But the Peterbilt day cab, nice cab. I do like it. It fits with the farm aspect. I mean, I'm not going to be going on long-haul journeys, at least here in Westbridge Hills. So having a truck that's just for short hauls, that makes sense to me. Ugh. All right, so the 379 or 375, whatever. This one. What is it? I done forgot. 379 flat top mod. It is a contest winner from the American Iron, so it has been vetted as a winner. It looks. I mean, look at that. You can even see there's a. Wow, that's bright. You can even see there's a tag in there on the engine. So there's a lot of attention to detail here. Definitely a custom rig. It's something that you would see. You'd see out on the open road, maybe, or maybe at a bigger map. A 4X or a 16X map where you have a long ways to haul. It might make sense for you, but they are both at a price point of oh, good grief, of $80,000 for the day cabs and $45,500. See, I'm really thinking that $45,500 for a 2000 Peterbilt, that needs to be higher based on the $80,000 for the 2007. But whatever, it's not me. So 80 and 45 versus what you have to pay for the in-game Lizard, $135,000, and you're getting better engine and cheaper maintenance. So there you go. I would definitely say if you want just a runabout sort of rig, that day cab, you can't go wrong. If you can handle the chrome and the special paint job there, the 379 might be just your kind of truck as well. Neither of them really display any bad behaviors that the Lizard doesn't display itself. All right, so over here in the runabouts, yeah, and this might be texturation. This just might be, you know, conflicts, but there's no glass here in the 3500. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that will work with the PJ trailer, so I think you just have a bumper pole. But if you need a Dodge, here is a Dodge. It just feels like either I have a mod conflict or it's not quite done yet. 124 liters sounds right. I do still like the fact that I get out on the roof. That's kind of funny. The 150 looks really nice. It looks properly sized and everything, and certainly the kind of truck that you could get used to. 291 liters might be a little bit much in the fuel department, but it is a, you know, decent little truck, decent little V8, bumper pole only. There's no fifth wheel in there at all. So there you go. Runabouts. We got two runabouts that sort of work. I'm leaning 150 even over the 350, and over here, I'm torn. Price-wise, I'd go with the 379, but I'm not a big, like, custom truck fan. Seriously, I don't know why, but I really am gravitating towards the day cab. But either one of them will do, and they will do a much better job. They will look nicer than this Lizard Australian American cross truck, whatever it is. So there you go. Links are down below as always. Remember, if it's Duke Farming, you will have to sign up. Just use a throwaway email address if you don't want to use your regular email address. Until next episode, this is DerTebbers. This has been your Farming Simulator 2013 Mod Spotlight here in Westbridge Hills Farm. Yeah, I got it right. Bye.